Alright, welcome. This is Joseph Joestar316. This is my Metal Gear Solid 5 Ground Zeroes Perfect Stealth No Kill submission to SGDQ 2020. I am currently playing on the Steam version of MGS5 using a DualShock 4 as my preferred controller. And the difference between this category and the any percent is that I have to complete all 6 missions, which includes the 4 main plus side missions, as well as the 2 DLC missions of Deja Vu and Jamais Vu. And the difference between this and the 90% category is that I have to complete each mission without getting detected through a combat alert, as well as not getting any kills at any time. So the main emphasis is just going to be tranking, CQCing, using misdirects whenever possible. Anything to help speed the run along without getting any kills and without getting detected. So, timer starts when I select the first mission, which is the quote-unquote Ground Zeroes mission, where you have to infiltrate the base on the Guantanamo Bay to rescue Chico and Paz. So, my estimate for this category is going to be 50 minutes. My current best is 47 minutes at the moment of this submission, but off submission, I've been working on this to get it closer to 40 minutes, but 50 minutes is more than reasonable for this kind of run. So starting in 3, 2, 1, go! Alright, so as we get underway, I'm just going to kind of explain the idea for how to handle each mission, as well as things that differentiate between the any percent and the what's now the Perfect Stealth No Kill category. Because one thing to keep in mind is that this is running on normal difficulty with New Game Plus. And the difference between New Game and New Game Plus is that I have bonus items available to me, such as, rocket launcher, and, certain rifles, other weapons, as well as not being able to use reflex mode. Which, for those that don't know, but reflex mode allows you to slow time down whenever you get spotted, which gives you an opportunity to shoot a target that's about to discover you. But in this category, I cannot use that. Alright, so I'm gonna go off to the right here, shoot out this spotlight with this guard on it, because the any percent route goes for Paz first, which is in the base, whereas I go for Chico first, because it's a lot easier to go for at the beginning without being seen, and it's not as heavily guarded. And one thing you notice that at the very beginning is I called my chopper right at the very start, which is just to help expedite the process of getting Chico out sooner. Alright, so I'm going to shoot this barrel here, which is going to kill that guard, but it won't count against me, because anytime you detonate a barrel with a guard next to it, it will not count as a kill as long as you don't hit the guard with your gun itself. Alright, so I'm going to try to trank this guard right in that corner. So you need to clear this area in order to get Chico out. So again, using barrels to kill guards is going to be used quite a bit throughout this run whenever possible. Particularly in this mission and in another mission later. Alright, so now we got Chico. Morpho is here waiting for me to extract him. So once I get here, I'm just going to kneel down so I don't get seen. Because again, I cannot be seen. Now, one thing you'll notice where it says entering alert status, it is easy to confuse that with combat alerts, because anytime it says getting into alert status, it just means that the guards are alerted to something such as, an explosion, the chopper coming in, but it is not the actual alert itself. Alright, so I turn off the tape just so I can focus on audio, because I do need certain audio cues. Plus, I already know where Paz is, so I don't really need to listen to the tape to kind of distinguish, where in, Guantanamo Bay I need to search for her. So again, we're just gonna make our way to this truck here, which is essential for getting into the base without being seen. So we're gonna trank this guard and that guard by the truck, which by doing so opens my pathway to getting to the truck. Which, the truck is very, very useful in this run, as it's essentially moving cover for you, as well as not being detected immediately by guards. Alright, so we're just gonna drive very carefully. Go right past this camera, so if you drive fast enough, you will not get detected. And if you drive close enough to a guard, it will cause them to drop to the ground, which does two things. One, it gives you more subtle approach, and it kind of makes them, you know, not really a threat to you at the moment. So we're gonna go up to this guard, CQC him, and then shoot this camera out. Okay, then as we get down here, we're gonna throw this magazine as a misdirect for both guards that are here, so that they do not look at me directly. Alright, so I'm just gonna try to get a headshot. Oh boy. Alright. Alright, so I'm just gonna do a little backup strat of just sticking them up, or just have them get knocked out, which is fine. So once I do that, I'm gonna start calling in Morpho as I approach Paz, so it gives Morpho a little bit of a head start to get to the landing zone. Alright, so once again, we hit another checkpoint. Same with Chico. You'll see where it says shift change, which basically means that either a new set of guards spawn in or existing guards disappear. Alright, so one thing you'll notice that as I go upstairs is I aim with my gun while carrying Paz. Doing so cancels the climbing animation that you would normally do when you're moving up and down stairs. So it just further optimizes your movement whenever you go up and down stairs. Alright, so you notice that as I come out, this area is not quite clear out, so we're just gonna shoot out a set of guards, including those two, this one, as well as this guard, if I can, which I did. Now, you have this APC here, which is normally an issue, but, you know, thanks to being, you know, low and slow, we're not gonna get detected. So our last guard we're gonna shoot is this spotlight guard, which covers this area. Now, as we approach this, you know, this cover here, Murpho's just about to get in, so I'm gonna use these grenades to buy myself time so that Morpho can land without getting shot by this APC, because whenever an APC takes damage, it kind of stuns it for a moment. So the idea of using the grenades is to kind of buy Morpho time to get into the position and land, because when Morpho takes damage, it stalls it for a bit. And so, and just like that, we get Paz on board, and we're out. So it doesn't necessarily matter if you can destroy the APC or not, but all it does is that it buys you time so that Morpho doesn't get, you know, interrupted by staying in the air before it can actually land. Hey, what's up, Lucifer? What's up, Nurse? Alright, so again, guys, just keep in mind, I do have the chat open, but most of my focus is going to be on the run, just for people that just came in. As well as notifications are muted for just this run. Alright, so as we reach the exit, we're just going to confirm on the scorecard that we achieved both 0 combat alerts as well as 0 kills. Which, given how it played out, I'm pretty sure we got it. Alright, so once it loads up, so there you go. So it's pretty much my average time, which is around sub 7 minutes. But keep in mind that the timer that is being tracked on the video is an RTA, which is in compliance with the speedruns.com rules for this run, which basically means, you know, the timer starts when you first select round 0's mission, and it ends on the final scorecard of what would be Jamais Vu, which comes later. But just keep in mind that, yes, it does have a time for each mission, you know, on the scorecard, but the overall run itself is valued as RTA, so in real time. Alright, so again, I'm just skipping through all these cutscenes and post-credits for this mission. And so, with that being completed, we're now going to move on to what's referred to all the side ops. Now, Ground Zeroes is basically the prologue to Metal Gear Solid 5. It, you know, kind of begins the story, which then eventually leads into Phantom Pain, which is the follow-up. But for now, we're going to move on to these side ops, which is starting with eliminate the renegade threat, which in essence of the perfect stealth no kill category, I can't kill anyone. I can't kill the targets. And in any percent run, you just take your sniper, bop, bop, take out your targets, run out of the base. You know, easy peasy. However, for the perfect stealth no kill, it's a little more delicate than just popping a few headshots. So, we're gonna start on the eastern side of the island, which is where Morpho picked up Chico earlier from the main mission. And as you can see, it's daylight, so I'm gonna be seeing a little bit more easily than in the main mission where it was raining and in the dark. So first thing I'm gonna do is, right as I get up to this hill here, is throw a magazine, which is gonna cause this guard to turn around. And the reason for that is so that as I get into the base, he's not gonna be looking this way. Okay, and as I wait, I'm just waiting for this Jeep to go by. Alright, so first thing I'm gonna do is trank this guard coming up, which I have marked right here. And the reason for this is it's gonna lure the truck driver, which, like the last mission, I'm gonna make great use of the truck. Alright, so by knocking him out in, you know, plain sight, it's gonna lure the truck driver over. Which, with him out of the way, the truck is now open. Now, there's moments where I'm not gonna be sprinting, even when it seems clear, and it's because guards can hear footsteps from really far away. You know, a lot further than you think. You know, even on something as normal. Alright, so... now, between these two targets, I'm gonna pick up my first target here because he starts here at every run. You know, every attempt at this mission, he always spawns here. And the reason for picking him up right away over the second target is because if you allow the first target to roam around, it makes it harder for you to locate them. Because eventually what they do is they patrol the base and get into a Jeep and they kind of just roam around. So here's our first target. You know, I mean, I believe Miller calls them Palitz. But in my stream when I run this game, we call him Frank. You know, which are nicknames for our targets. Instead of Palas and Galitz, we call them Frank and Beans. You know, just for fun. So we're gonna take our target, Frank. You know, so as he's in my passenger seat, you know, he's not gonna be seen by guards directly. They're not gonna see me directly. So I'm gonna drive him right to the middle of the base, which is gonna be where I'm gonna have Morpho come in later to pick up both targets, which is again the same target zone, or landing zone that we used earlier in the main mission, for extracting pause. So for the time being, I'm just gonna leave our friend Frank here while securing this area by just tranking out a few guards nearby, just for safety. You know, because last thing you want to have is guards either noticing you or your target, you know, causing to wake them up. Alright, so now we're gonna make our way into our second target, which is in the sniper tower there, the guard tower. Now, to my knowledge, he always stays there, which makes him an easier target to approach, knowing that's where he's gonna be. Like I said, our other target tends to roam around the base if left uncontested. Alright, so I'm just gonna quickly trank this guard. And then as I move, I'm just gonna double check that this guy is not looking this way, which is good. Sometimes, depending on the patrol cycle, he either looks in this direction or not. Now, that camera is gonna see that guard, which is intentional. It's gonna cause this guard to move over. And then as I shoot the guards guarding our second target, I'm just gonna quickly, you know, knock them out. Again, just double check that our corners are cleared. Okay, so we got one more guard to dispose of. Just very carefully trank them. Okay, that was a close one. Yeah, so we're okay, but yeah, we don't want to have that happen. You know, so I mean, even though without the reflex, there is a little bit of a delay to prevent a guard from triggering an alert. So that's kind of one of the the scary parts of running this game is situations like that. Alright, so again, just gonna make sure the way is cleared. And as you can see, as soon as I cleared the tower, I called Morpho, so it gives them as much of a head start as I can give them. And as I make my way to the landing zone, I'm gonna put both Frank and Beans as closest to center as I can, so it minimizes movement needed to put him in the chopper. Okay, and then as I do this, depending on how much ammo I have by this point, I'll just trank out any other guards that seems necessary. You know, sometimes I leave them alone if my ammo is low, but if I have the extra ammo, depending if Morpho has arrived yet, I will try to take out any extra guards. Alright, so the area looks clear. Now I'm gonna throw some smokes, which is just purely for misdirect purposes, just kind of cover some common areas where guards might show up. Alright, so as soon as Morpho touches down, we're gonna put both our targets on and then just ride out. Now, once again, you're seeing where it says entering alert status. That is not the alert that counts on the scorecard at the end of a mission. It's only when a guard sees you and triggers a combat alert is where it counts against you. Alright, and just like that, we got Frank and Beans, and we're out. Let's see, I'm a little concerned I got caught at the tower, but I'll confirm on the scorecard. Oh yeah, on the gunfire that Morpho's taken, by the way, it's completely fine. Because unlike Phantom Pain, whenever you're in the chopper to exit during a mission, it cannot be shot down regardless of the damage it can take. However, Morpho can be shot down if you're not in it. You know, such as when you call it for support, or if you leave it in the air before getting on it. You know, plus, you know, between you and me, you know, Morpho's a tank. You know, it can take the damage. Alright, so checking our scorecard. Alright, so I unfortunately did take an alert at the end, but, you know, that is, you know, one of the downsides to running this category is, you know, guards may see you at the very last second, which is a little unfortunate, but, you know, for me to redo that would cause, you know, probably like another 6 or 7 minutes added on. You know, but for the time being, we're just going to continue. Move on to the next mission. You know, because one of the downsides to, you know, this game in terms of dealing with the guards is, you know, not necessarily that their placement is random, but sometimes their behavior could be random. Sometimes they see you, sometimes they don't. Sometimes certain actions would trigger them to do certain things, and other times it doesn't. And loading checkpoints is, can actually put you at a disadvantage because it moves things around. But anyway, so the next mission, which is saving a very, very special guest, is our first auto-scroller mission, which is you flying around Guantanamo once again. Now, the beauty of this mission is you don't have to necessarily worry about getting detected. It's about managing any accidental kills. So our main weapon of choice is going to be the Uragan pistol, which is basically a stun hand cannon. Takes out pretty much all the guards in one hit. You know, just for the convenience of this mission, it's in one hit. You know, so really the only thing that speeds up this mission is, you know, taking out as many guards non-lethally as possible, as well as destroying the APC towards the end of the mission. Now, once again, you're going to see me utilize barrels, which is for, you know, again, taking guards out faster. You know, but for other ones, I will try to use the pistol as much as possible. Whoa! Okay, easy there. Don't worry, that guy is fine. And same with this one. I mean, it may look like he fallen to his death, but I assure you he's fine. So took out all those guards, which is good. Alright, so here's our intel operative that we gotta save.
Take out those hostiles. Clear. All hostiles down. Touchdown is a no-go. Rendezvous at the helipad. Can you make it to the helipad? Roger that. Request escort. Boss, cover the friendly vehicle.
Alright, there we go.
I'm good to drive. Just cover me.
Alright, so we're now about like a third of the way in, where we met up with the intel operative. So now we gotta escort them out. And in the meantime, I just provide cover fire. You know, and the importance of trying to take out as many guards as you can is that if any are left over prior to the end part of the mission, they show up and then cause Morpho not being unable to land. You know, so you want to try to take out as many guards as possible, minimizing any stragglers. But I think so far we've been pretty good with our, you know, neutralization. So we're just moving along here. Alright, so now I got another barrel coming up here. And then we just take out this driver. Yeah, the hard thing about that AA gun is that when the guard is in it, it's hard to take them out. You know, you want to try to take them out before they get in the cannon. It doesn't really alter the flight path to my my knowledge, but I don't know, it just takes out a headache. Alright, now when the guards come in, it is predictable. It's consistent. You know, so there's really not a whole lot of random elements when it comes to, you know, how to do this one. Alright, so again, we're just going to use these barrels, which are conveniently placed to take out that guard, as well as that one by that forklift. Take out the two that just got out of the Jeep, along with this one in the tower. Alright, now this is the, you know, critical part of the mission where you now have to get out of the chopper, meet up with the intel operative, and escort them out and get them back to Morpho. Alright, so first thing I'm going to do is grab this rocket launcher, which I'm going to need to take out an APC coming up. So I'm going to grab our operative and move him off somewhere safe as I go toe-to-toe with this APC. Alright, so The tricky thing here is I don't want to use a rocket launcher near any guards, even though the APC is right next to it, because the explosion will count against me for killing a guard, even though the hit is directed at this APC tank here. Alright, so there we go. 3 hits and it's out. Alright, so normally if you let guards, if you left guards standing before you got to this point, they would show up here, which prevents Morpho from landing, but since I did get all of them, I don't have any delays for getting our operative on the chopper. Alright, now at this point, it's pretty much just running off to the sunset. There's not really a whole lot left to do. Just, you know, take out any guards that you can, just for safety. But the big thing here is you got this enemy chopper, which is trying to shoot us down. Now, as you can imagine, you know, using a rocket or the M4 would be ideal, but since I can't kill anyone, I'm stuck with this stun gun. And that shot there right out of the way is really hard to get. Believe you me, I've missed more than my fair chances of shooting the rocket launcher guard in there. See if I can get this other one. Oh, see, there goes the second one. I must be lucky today. Alright, now if I'm correct, there should be a third guard that spawns once it turns right up to Morpho. Alright, so there he is. There we go. And per the usual, we gotta let him know who's boss because, you know, nobody messes with us, you know, after we couldn't take it out. See if I can get him out. Oh, she scores! Let's go. Took him down. I mean, did I have to do that? Absolutely not. But, I mean, like I said, you gotta let that chopper pilot know who's boss. You know, we rule the skies here. Now, about this operative, like, who was he? Who did we save? You know, this guy kind of looks familiar. I feel like I've seen his face somewhere before.
Snake.
Oh my god, it can't be.
That was perfect.
We just saved Kojima! Man, Hideo Kojima coming through for us, getting that intel, and then we get him out. And as you can see, no kills. You know, because again, you know, the easy thing to mess up in that mission is when you're trying to RPG or, you know, rocket the APC is that if there's a guard nearby, the explosion splashes, you know, nearby a guard that's unconscious, it will kill them. So the only challenging there is just, again, taking out as many guards as you can so you don't get any leftovers at the end. After beating up the APC, when you destroy it, as well as managing your shots so you don't kill anyone by mistake. So now coming up is getting classified intel. Now, there's different ways of approaching this. The similar thing in the any percent category is that it goes for a tape, which is in the guard tower where one of the 2 targets was at, and, you know, 2 missions ago. So I'm going for the same thing since it is faster. However, I'm just ensuring that I don't kill anything and I don't get detected to do it. So first thing I'm gonna do is hop out of the truck, take out the tower guard, as well as shooting out this camera.
We told you can also use the watchtower on the west side of the base to contact the target. Just climb up there and turn the searchlight on. Once he sees that, he'll come to you.
Alright, so we're just gonna try to take out this guard if we need to. Alright, but since he's turning away, that's good, so I can just ignore him. Sometimes he stays put, depending on how early or late you get there. You know, but as long as they're turned away, you know, there's no threat to me. Alright, so our objective is to get the tape that's in that guard tower. So, in the 90% category, they just run straight through regardless of who is in their way. Whereas I take a little more delicate approach to make sure I don't get detected, you know, either by guard or by cameras. So first thing I'm gonna do is just clear the area of some guards. Okay, and then as I get to here, this guy should be right by the camera. So we're gonna take him out so the camera focuses on him and nothing else.
All fire teams, this is CP. We may have a situation. Whoever's closest, go check it out.
Alright, so if my timing is right, by the time I get this tape, the truck that I just jumped out of at the beginning is gonna open up this gate for me, which is, you know, per my escape route. So we're gonna shoot this camera out, grab the tape.
Did the agent hide it? That's probably the tape we're after. Make sure it comes back with you, boss. Opening front gate.
Alright, so just like clockwork, gate's gonna open up. Just gonna take out that guard for safety reasons. Okay, then as this truck goes through, I get out. Alright, so in the meantime, we're just gonna take out a few more guards that could possibly get in the way, as well as that camera.
All fire teams, this is CP. We've lost the security camp. There's no reason for it to be down.
Alright, so it looks like I'm in the clear, so I'm gonna make a run for this APC tank, which is conveniently parked here. I'm gonna use this to escape. You know, because just like the truck, when you're in a vehicle, it does provide some camouflage from getting detected by guards, but when you're in a tank, it provides even better camouflage since they can't really see who's inside it. And as long as I don't do anything outrageous, such as shooting off the cannon or running into guards, they won't know a thing.
Continue out of the mission area to complete.
Alright, so this is one of the few missions where I prefer to drive out of the extraction zone rather than fly out with Morpho.
I don't think that could have gone any better. That's...
You know, because, I mean, in this circumstance, given that there's a vehicle by that corner with the tank, as well as a Jeep that's on the other side of the base, calling in Morpho to fly out just seems a little bit unnecessary. It actually takes longer for it to come in as well as get out. So that's one of the few missions where driving out is preferred. Alright, so now coming up is destroying these anti-air emplacements, or AAAs, as the game refers it to at times. Now, again, the 80% route kind of uses something similar depending on if it's on New Game or New Game Plus. The beauty of New Game Plus is that we have the rocket launcher available at the very start, which is critical to doing this mission quickly. Alright, so we're going to start in this like upper cliff area at the front of the base. And the very first thing I'm going to do is call in Morpho to the nearest landing zone while shooting this platform, which is going to scare this guard off. And the idea of doing that is to get them off the platform so that when I detonate these cannons, it's not going to kill anyone. And as that happens, I'm shooting this truck to set up a barrel to detonate next to this other gun. So now I'm going to shoot this cannon here. So now I'm going to take another shot at this truck right in the middle, so it should push it over just enough to blow up this barrel, which it does, so now that's all three detonated.
That was smooth, boss. Real smooth. I'd expect nothing less.
Alright, so while I make my way to the landing zone, we got this APC tank to dispose of. And what I like to do here is allow it to come forward so that the backside is shown to me, because its armor is weaker in the back than it is on the front or the sides. Which, if done properly, it only takes 3 shots in the back rather than 4 or 5. Alright, so I'm going to take my first shot here.
This is Morpho. On station at LZ.
Shot number 2, and that's it. Alright, so that's 2 shots. Alright, so just in time for Morpho to get here, and then we just fly out.
You gotta be kidding me. Boss, radar's picked up unidentified aircraft. 2 of them. They're headed your way. Speed 500. Most likely attack aircraft.
So this one's pretty straightforward, especially with the beauty of New Game Plus, because, you know, the rocket launcher really makes a lot of things possible between, you know, taking out the cannons without being seen. It's a little bit more delicate to try not to get detected. You know, but given your, you know, starting position as well as the weapons available to you, you know, it makes it really easy.
That was incredible, boss. I don't know how you stay so steady when everything goes...
Alright, so that's probably one of the quicker missions. Because next we got coming up is the 2 DLC missions, which was released in Ground Zeroes, which the PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 3 copies received Deja Vu, which is a MGS1 nostalgia flashback. And, of course, since it's for GDQ, I gotta, you know, make things a little more exciting. So we're gonna dress up as Solid Snake, since, you know, the mission is based around, you know, elements of MGS1. Whereas the second mission after this is the Metal Gear Rising Revengeance, you know, reference, which is the Jamais Vu, which is, which was released on the Xbox copies. Alright, so first thing, now usually you would skip this cutscene, you know, for speedrunning purposes, but I like this so much personally that it's like people have to see it. You know, especially with the setting, you're dressed up as Snake, it's snowing. I mean, it's just purely, you know, big on the nostalgia feels. It doesn't get any sweeter than that. I mean, you got the original title head with the original, you know, menu music. As well as Snake, or rather Big Boss in this case, doing the same pose with the goggles, as you can see through this flashback sequence.
Kept you waiting, huh?
Yes, you did. Alright.
I've uploaded some photos to your iDroid.
Now, in this mission, you're meant to recreate scenes. That flashback MGS1, and there's 6 of them, if you want to get a full rank. However, since we're on a speedrun, we're just only going to do 1 and then escape. So the first thing I do is I run right to this same heliport. You know, this landing zone I like to, you know, utilize at times. And we're going to create this first scene right here. Which, of course, again, you can normally skip this, but it's cool that you got to see it. Behind D?
Just like old times. Just what I'd expect from the legendary Snake.
Colonel, what's a Russian gunship doing here? Well, enough of that. So now that we got that done, we can actually leave the area. And easiest way to get there is following the wall, going inside the base, and then we go up and over, which we now go towards the exit. Which is to this open vent right here.
Those mice are Alaskan field mice. No, they're not. Master, are you feeling okay?
Alright, so there you have it. So this one was even quicker than the, you know, anti-air cannon mission, just by a few seconds, but it's as simple as it gets. You know, just go to the, you know, the helipad, do the scene, run in the inside wall, because there is a guard, or actually no, 2 guards that are up by spotlights, and running on the inside puts you in their blind spot. But even though they hear your steps, you know, as long as you don't do anything to attract attention, should be fine. Alright, so now coming up is our final mission, which is Jamais Vu, where we're now playing as Raiden from Metal Gear Rising Revengeance. So it's a little bit of a different take for this game, but it does have its excitements in it. Unlike the last mission, you actually have to do a little more fighting rather than sneaking. But again, I mean, with the perfect stealth no kill, we do have to do our due diligence to make sure that we're not detected. Alright, so now in this mission, we have to eliminate snatchers, which are these, like aliens that, you know, infiltrated this base and took over guards' bodies and replaced them with one of their own.
Try marking him. Is he human or one of them?
Alright, so we're gonna eliminate that snatcher first, and then this one's a normal guard, which, I'm gonna try this again. There we go.
He's not a snatcher. But still, there's something not quite right.
Alright, so here's another snatcher.
What is that? No mistake, that's a snatcher. Eliminate it.
Okay, he's being a little persistent. Alright, I'm gonna have to relocate. Alright, so I'm gonna try one more time, and there we go. Yeah, they can be a little finicky at times depending on how you hit them. Alright, so now we're gonna take out this other guard, but just a regular one. Because the idea is you want to eliminate the snatchers, but not kill the, like, live guards, the ones that are not snatchers. Alright, so now we're gonna run inside the base. And then right up to here, there should be a guard right by this camera, depending on how fast or slow you get here. You know, so we're gonna trank him here, blow up this barrel. Takes out 2 snatchers at once. And it's also gonna create a alert status, which is gonna move guards around in my favor, which in essence moves them closer to me. Alright, so now we got a guard right here, as well as a guard right coming, should be coming down this stairway right here.
So your suppressor is worn out. That gun won't be as loud as any other now. If you have to shoot, be careful.
Alright, so unfortunately my suppressor ran out, so I'm gonna have to be a little bit careful on how I take out these last set of guards. So I'm gonna try to use my tranquilizer to stop this Jeep. Okay, there it is. Alright, so there we go. So, should be enough to stop the Jeep. And then I just shoot this guard out carefully. Alright, so that's all 12 snatchers.
All snatchers confirmed eliminated and survivors neutralized.
Alright, now we wait for Morpho to come in. Now, what I'm gonna do right before it shows up is unlock this door, which is a backup strat in case I need extra rocket launcher ammo. You know, because again, I mean, this rocket launcher is key for expediting this mission. Because now we're transitioning into, like, the gauntlet phase, which is where we have to fight a whole group of snatchers, as well as a chopper. And the ideal position to be is in this guard tower, as it gives you an overview of pretty much every angle they can come from. Alright, so first thing I'm going to do is take out this snatcher in the tower, as well as blowing up this door with the rocket launcher, followed by this door. Alright, so there might be a snatcher or two still in that doorway, but we're just gonna wait a little bit to see which comes out. Because we want to conserve our rocket launcher ammo here, because you need at least, you know, 3 rockets to take out the helicopter. Alright, so this one's taking a little bit. Alright, there he is. Alright, so now the next group's gonna come from this direction. Again with more rocket launchers.
Eliminate that one first.
Oh, alright. Alright, there we go. So now the chopper should be coming in. Alright, now if you're quick enough, you can get at least 2 hits on it before it flies away, which we did. Now again, we're just gonna focus on that doorway because it's a spawn point, which should take out at least the first group, as well as the second group. Alright, so once it opens up, now the chopper should be coming back. Alright, and just like that, mission complete. Alright, so ideally you want to end that mission a little bit quicker, but I did run out of rocket launcher ammo towards the end, so I had to prioritize the last shot towards the helicopter, as you need to destroy it in order to complete the mission. But overall, went pretty well. Didn't get detected, got no kills. Alright, and time is right there. So, final time of 44:06, which, you know, comfortably falls within my 50-minute estimate for this category. You know, the 50 minutes is intended for either utilizing backup strats, having to restart a mission, you know, any checkpoints that might be needed. But to my knowledge, this category has not been ran at a GDQ before. There has been a bonus run that was done in 2015 as a bonus incentive, but with your consideration, I hope that you take this game as part of your review process for SGDQ 2020. But once again, you know, I appreciate doing this submission. I, you know, hopefully we'll see what happens with this run as far as the acceptance process goes. But once again, I'm Joseph, Joestar316. I hope you enjoyed the run, and thank you, and have a good day.